There's more to life than some Jerry Maguire shit, looking for somebody else to complete you. Imagine that. Imagine that burden, though. For real. I want to be sexually attracted to you, and I also need you to be my best friend. And I also need you to be on a daily basis my best friend, and to fulfill all of my deep-seated human needs. Imagine the burden that we place on people and with this Disney-like fucking glossy-eyed perception of what love is. Here's the thing. I'm not saying your significant other can't be your best friend. I'm not saying that another person that you romantically pursue won't eventually, quote unquote, complete you. Actually, no, I am saying they won't complete you. Nobody's gonna fucking complete you. That's really what's real. And if you are relying on somebody to complete you, then I promise you, you're probably putting a stress on them that is very much so burdensome. All right, you need multiple sources of happiness. You need multiple sources of entertainment. You need multiple sources of fulfillment. If y'all both agree, hey, this person's my everything, you're my everything too, and we're gonna lean on each other like that, fine. I just think that's so fucking unhealthy though. Seriously, man. There's healthiness and there's fulfillment outside of relationships. And that's why I think sometimes we create our emptiness. We create it unwittingly because we have this perception of what life is. And that perception is really fucking inaccurate. And if you don't think you can think yourself into any kind of particular kind of sense of doom, hey, then there's documentaries for you that will prove you wrong in an instant. Where is it, in Arizona or something? It was that one cult, that fucking doomsday cult, or that one guy who was purported to be the Messiah. He convinced everybody he was the Messiah. He was saying like the world's gonna end in fucking, I don't know. He keeps pushing the date back. And I remember seeing the kids' faces, these little teenagers, and how gleeful and somber and how accepting they were of the fact that the world was gonna end when this guy said it was gonna end. They were so sure. And they had such a high confidence. You can be convinced of any fucking thing. And one thing that people are convinced of, they are convinced that there's some Jerry Maguire ass romance out there for them. You complete me. You complete me. No. Stop placing that burden on yourself and placing that burden on people. Count your lucky fucking stars if you happen to find somebody that you're sexually attracted to and they also happen to trump all of your other friendships. I think it's healthier. Look, in my relationship, I want her to have as many friends as possible. I want her to enjoy her friendships and to enjoy anything outside of me. Also, and I hope she wants me to do the same. And when we reunite, when we get together and we talk that's our thing. It's a beautiful thing. Her thing with her other people, that's their thing. Fine. This fucking weight that I see people place on their significant others or people who aren't even in a relationship yet. And they just hope that, oh, here, you sit there in your heartache, waiting on some beautiful boy to save you from your old ways. You play forgiveness. Watch it now. Here he comes. He doesn't look a thing like Jesus, but he talks like a gentleman, like you remembered when you were young. It's exactly that. You're looking for somebody to fucking save you. Yo, the Killers nailed that one. I remember listening to that song in Maryland. That song was so fucking dope. Anyway, my point is this. Multiple sources of happiness is definitely the way to go. Especially, listen, if we were living in a small fucking village, a village of 150, and all you had was some greenery and some livestock and just a few people that you interacted with, fine. Put all your chips then in the relationship basket. But listen, you live in a first world ass civilization with multiple opportunities, multiple sources of happiness, things that hobbies that are just there for the taking. Information that people dreamed they had access to in the past. There's so many things that could quench your boredom. So to look at your significant other and to need them to be your everything in the name of romance, fuck you. You're ruining it. You're ruining this thing called life. And I tell you what, you're setting yourself up for disaster, man, because I tell you what, I think the root of a lot of fights in relationships, a lot of fights, I think the root of it is people frustrated and annoyed because their significant other is not pleasing them in all those mundane social ways, and a lot pleasing them in the ways that they should be finding their reward in another kind of way. One of the reasons why this couple across the street from me is constantly fucking fighting, and I could tell you why, I put money on it why, is because they both are looking to each other for all of their happiness. In their downtime, they're looking at the other. I promise you that is what it is. I promise you. They need so desperately for the other to be the antidote to the stress, for the other to be the remedy to all the tension, to all the fucking unhappiness that's within them. No, stop using your significant others as this cure. Instead, just be fucking thankful that there's somebody in your life that happens to be platonically attracted to you and simultaneously sexually attracted to you and simultaneously wants to be in your presence, wants to be your friend, wants to be your lover. Whatever comes along with that, be grateful, motherfucker, and stop needing more and more and more. There's so many other ways to achieve a high. There's so many other ways to be fulfilled. You don't need your significant other to be your little lapdog, to be your to be connected at the fucking hip. If that's what y'all both agree to, fine. But I feel like a lot of times the reason why people go about it in that way is just purely due to this perception, to this belief that that's how it's supposed to be. Because Disney movies have taught us that. Because love songs have taught us that. Listen. Yo, I love romantic films. Love Actually is my shit. The Notebook is my shit. Vicky Cristina Barcelona, although that's a more unorthodox kind of romantic film. I love romantic. Hey, She's Funny That Way is really dope film with Owen Wilson too, by the way. Beautiful movie. I love romantic films. But in romantic songs, all my life grew up listening to mostly majority R&B. Don't let that though. Don't let that trick you into thinking that romantic love is the answer. True love, the true love that we all look for, and I've said this for a very long time, what it obviously is a combination of the platonic and the romantic. What you hope to find is somebody that's your best friend and that's also your lover. But look, think about that fucking likelihood. Just think about that for a second. Think about the fact that so many people don't even have a best friend. Okay? So, if so many people, and in the friendships, the relationships that they call friendships, think about the quality of those fucking friendships. The most ideal friendship you can have is a friendship where you could tell them everything that you would a therapist. Everything that you would ever tell a therapist, you should be able to tell your friend. And your friend doesn't need to have the fucking credentials of a therapist to be non-judgmental, to give you the benefit of the doubt, to be receptive, to have mindful answers. I'm not saying that therapists aren't necessary. I'm just saying that you can have that level of friendship. And that level of friendship, to me, should just be the basic standard. As far as if y'all are best friends. Instead, the standard and definition, generally speaking, for what a friendship is, it's just quantity, just time, just you talk, you just shoot the shit, just say shit. You know? What the fuck are you saying, though? Are you talking about anything that matters to you? Are you unpacking your soul? Are y'all trying to uplift each other and trying to encourage each other to grow? What are you doing? And are y'all even doing that in your relationships? What are you doing? Have some fucking standards, and also have multiple sources of fulfillment, because people are placing massive burdens on each other, needing the people that they love in their life to be the cure. And they shouldn't be the cure, they should be a supplement. That's it. I'm done ranting.